Hi, I'm Libby Horwitz, Economic Development Coordinator at the City of Urbana, and welcome to November's It's All About You. We're going to be talking about housing this month. We're going to hear from building safety and get some tips and tricks for your house, and we're also going to learn about the Think Urbana housing program, which provides incentives for new housing construction. Think Urbana is a great incentive program for new housing for single-family, duplex, townhome development. It provides great incentives if you're building a new home in Urbana. So it's going to be a 5-year tax abatement, which is going to be about 3 years off of taxes on a sliding scale. It's going to be 100% off your first year, 80%, 60%, 40%, then 20%, and most of our taxing bodies participate in that. You're also not going to pay sales tax on materials that are permanently affixed to your building. Urbana's always been a great place to live, and we hope that the Think Urbana program builds on that. If you want more information, please visit thinkurbana.com.
My name is John Schneider, and I am the Director of the Community Development Services Department for the City of Urbana. Just to tell you a little bit about the Community Development Department, there are 4 divisions in our department: Economic Development, Planning and Zoning, Grants Management, and Building Safety. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about our Building Safety Division and what we do. There are 2 sections in the Building Safety Division. We have a construction inspection section and a housing and rental inspection section. The construction section reviews plans, issues permits, and inspects all construction-related projects, including new construction and remodeling. Our staff inspects interior and exterior of structures, plumbing and HVAC, which is heating, ventilating, and air conditioning installations, and electrical installations. Our housing section is responsible for systematic inspections of all rental dwelling units in the City of Urbana, and they also respond to citizen complaints and tenant complaints. In addition, our staff manages the registration of all rental properties in Urbana that has an annual renewal process and a goal of 5 to 7 year cycle to inspect all rental units in the city for code compliance. We work with residents, property owners, property managers, and developers and contractors to assist them in achieving completed projects that comply with the codes of the city and to provide a safe, built environment for our community enjoyment. If you have any questions about this, please call 384-2443. And now a little bit from our inspectors.
Hello, I'm Patrick Bolger. I'm the building inspector with the City of Urbana, and today I want to talk to you about replacement windows. The City of Urbana, we require a permit for replacement windows. If that's something you're looking to do in your house, there's some little bit of information that we require with that permit. The location of where you're going to be putting those windows, if it's the entire house. We also need to know the size of the windows and the energy code information, which would be the U factor. That information can be found on a label that's printed on the window itself. The reason we need the size of the windows and the location is if you're replacing windows in your home and it's going to be in a bedroom or a sleeping room, it needs to meet egress requirements. The requirements that the City of Urbana would require for an egress window would be a height of the opening of the window. That would be when you unlock the sash or you crank out the casement window of 22 inches high, 20 inches wide, with an area of 4 square feet on the ground floor. In the total glass area, that would be the entire window. It would have to equal 5 square feet on the ground floor or 5.7 square feet on any other floor. You can come into our office if you have questions about the replacement windows or the sizes to know if they're going to meet our requirements at any time. And the permit is also available at our office or on our website. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick with the City of Urbana. I work in the Community Development Office. I'm a housing inspector. And I want to talk to you today about the complaint inspection process. The code requires in the City of Urbana that if you have an issue with your residents and you're a renter, that you contact your landlord, however that is, whether that's by phone, email, text message, online form. Give them time to come correct the issue. If they do not correct the issue in a timely manner, then you can reach out to the city. You can either fill out a complaint online or in our office. Once we receive the complaint form, we will arrange a time to complete the inspection that's convenient for both you and the inspector. During that inspection, we will do a complete property maintenance inspection of the property, inside and out, any areas that we have access to in an apartment building, such as common areas like the laundry room, storage areas, hallways, stairwells, and such. Once we complete the inspection, we will then send a notification to the landlord or property manager, and also you will get a copy of that yourself. On that notification will be a timeline for compliance and all of the violations that are noted. So that timeline for compliance will usually range from 1 to 30 days depending on the violation. So our office then will return on the dates noted in the notification to complete re-inspections. During that re-inspection, we will ensure that the violations have been corrected in an appropriate way. Unfortunately, we are compelled by the ordinance to give the landlord or property manager a certain time for correction. We cannot require the immediate reaction for some items. Items such as heating, electricity, and water, those are immediate items that would need to be addressed. However, regular maintenance items, again, maybe 30 days past the initial inspection.
Hi, my name is Dennis Pelmer and I'm a housing inspector with the City of Urbana. And one of the questions we always get asked is, why do we perform systematic inspections? Well, the systematic inspection is to serve two purposes. One is to protect the landlord and to make sure that they're keeping their properties up to standards, so that way you as a tenant will have a nice, safe living environment. We make sure that there's safety that's involved, so we check smoke detectors, carbon monoxide, egress windows, and we look for any other hazardous things that could happen within the home. It's not like a full inspection that you would get typically if you were to buy a house and a housing inspector comes out and checks everything. But what we do is we look for safety hazards and safety violations. So it's our goal to keep you safe as a tenant and a resident of the City of Urbana.
Hi, my name is John Coonage. I'm the Plumbing and Mechanical Inspector for the City of Urbana. I'd like to talk to you about permits and inspections. When you hire a licensed plumber, and make sure they are licensed, and you can look that up online on the Illinois Department of Public Health website, IDPH, and make sure that they have their contractor's license as well. But this way you know that you have a properly licensed person that is addressing your problems and repairing them in accordance with the codes. And HVAC is not as stringently licensed as plumbing is, but they still need an EPA certification to handle refrigeration for air conditioners. Whenever you hire somebody, you want to make sure that they're a reputable business and licensed, and that way you have, if something goes wrong, you have some recourse knowing that they actually have an office. So with that in mind, usually the contractors will call for an inspection upon the completion of their work, or if they're doing in-wall or crawl space work, they're supposed to call for inspections there as well. And once the inspectors have come by and deemed everything compliant with code, then things can be covered up and everything finished. And then a final inspection upon their completion is required as well to make sure the final project is installed per code. With that in mind, stay on top of the contractors, and if you need, you can call down to the city and find out if they have in fact applied and paid for the permits. Moving on to it being wintertime, you want to make sure that you weatherize your house. Make sure you take your garden hoses off to prevent any freezing issues with your exterior hose bibs. They're prone to freezing if the hoses are not removed. And also any other plumbing items, a service sink in the garage, I would recommend turning the water off and pouring some eco-friendly RV antifreeze in the P-traps to prevent them from freezing as well. HVAC wise, you want to make sure that your flue or your exhaust for your furnace is cleared. No birds have built any nests in there, or any debris is blocking the intake or the exhaust on your furnace. If they are, this can cause carbon monoxide to come into the house, and it will make you sick, and the ultimate problem is you could die from poisoning. HVAC wise, you want to make sure you check your filters and make sure they're changed every 60 to 90 days, and that will prevent any dust, pet hair, or anything else being migrated throughout your ductwork system. And if you have any questions, HVAC or plumbing wise, feel free to call down to the city and ask we're more than happy to help send you in the right direction as to not having any issues with contractors, permitting, or inspections.
I'm Jamie Lance, City of Urbana Electrical Inspector. I'm here to talk to you about safety and holiday decorating. First of all, never plug in more than 2 light strings together because this can overload the wiring, create heat, and cause an electrical fire. Remember, when plugging in multiple cords, you want to use a power strip that has overcurrent protection. This is technology that can prevent the strip from overheating. When using extension cords, make sure they are designed for exterior use. And it is never a good idea to use the thin, multiple plug extension cords. They tend to overheat. You may even want to consider having an electrical contractor that is licensed in Urbana to add holiday decorating outlets. Therefore, it eliminates the need for electrical cords. Remember, you don't want to ruin your holiday fun with an electrical fire.
Hey everybody in the City of Urbana, this is Bridget, and this is Vivian, one of our building safety staff. Hi Viv.
Hi.
Vivian, if I'm wanting to build a fence in the City of Urbana, how do I begin? What are the steps?
Well, you need to get a permit. You need to fill out an application for one.
Well, where do I get that?
Community Development, 400 South Vine Street.
What if I hired somebody?
Most of the time, fence companies get their own permit, but check with them. Sometimes they require the homeowner to get it.
But okay, if I want to build it myself, what do I do?
Fill out an application. It's pretty basic. We don't ask for a whole lot of information. We do need a site plan, but it doesn't have to be to scale or anything.
You know what though? I was in there that one time that guy was filling out the application. That form looks really daunting. I mean, will you help me with it?
I've had people who fill them out with a crayon. It's not it's not that hard. They just look scarier than it is. It doesn't have to be to scale or anything else. Just pretend the site plan is your lot.
Okay. Crayons, huh?
Well, once.
Man. So what's the fee for that?
$25.
Okay. And how long does it take to get approved? I mean, am I going to have to wait weeks and months?
Most of the time it's a day or two, and that's maximum unless it's, on a corner lot and we have to get engineering to look at the site. But otherwise, you have it within a day or two.
Yeah, and you guys, I highly recommend you do this because I've known people that have built fences and it wasn't approved, and then the city had to come along and get into the easement and they tore down their fence and they were highly upset. So come on in, get the plan approved, and you'll be happy with your new fence. Thank you.